Okay, let's go.
The hidden story of the 1966 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, America's silent coin revolution. Let I introduce it. A coin that spoke without words. The year was 1966. The air buzzed with the sound of change. Televisions flickered with war footage from Vietnam. American astronauts were racing toward the moon, and the world's youth danced to the rhythm of the Beatles. But hidden beneath all this movement, there was another kind of revolution, one that fit right in the palm of your hand. A small copper coin, with the face of Abraham Lincoln, began circulating across the United States. Millions touched it, spent it, saved it, never realizing it was unlike any penny before. This was the 1966 Lincoln cent, a coin without a mint mark. A coin that looked silent, but spoke volumes about America's struggles, its economy, and its identity. The great coin shortage of the 1960s. Let's rewind a little. The story begins in the early 1960s, a time when America was booming. The economy was strong, consumer goods were everywhere, and new technology was changing everyday life. But beneath that prosperity was a problem no one expected, a coin shortage. Across the country, small businesses and banks were running out of coins. Payphones stood useless. Parking meters jammed. Vending machines sat idle. People began hoarding coins, not just out of greed, but fear. You see, silver prices were rising, and rumors spread that coins made with silver might soon be worth more than their face value. The U.S. Mint worked around the clock, producing coins day and night, but it still wasn't enough. By 1964, the situation reached crisis level. Coin collectors made things worse, snatching up new issues the moment they hit the banks, searching for mint errors, low mintages, and rare mint marks. What started as a hobby was now threatening the nation's coin supply. The mint strikes back. The U.S. government had to act. In 1965, Treasury Secretary Henry H. Fowler and Mint Director Eva Adams took a bold step, one that would change U.S. coinage forever. They announced that for the next 3 years, 1965, 1966, and 1967, no coins would carry mint marks. Why? Because collectors were chasing mint marks like treasure, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. These tiny letters made ordinary coins collectible. The government wanted to break that obsession. By removing the mint marks, they hoped collectors would lose interest and coins would flow back into circulation. It was a shocking move. Some called it genius, others called it censorship. But it worked. The no-mint mark era had begun. A penny without a home. In 1966, the Lincoln penny rolled off the presses, or rather, billions of them did. But something was missing. No D, no S, no sign of where they came from. Over 2.188 billion 1966 pennies were produced at 3 different mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, but they were identical. Each one was a mystery. To an ordinary person, it was just another penny. But to coin collectors, it was frustrating. They couldn't tell which mint struck their coin, couldn't track production differences, couldn't even chase varieties as before. It was as if the coins themselves had lost their identity, a penny without a home. Lincoln still watches. Let's look closer at the 1966 penny, because every tiny detail carries meaning. Obverse. You'll find the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to honor the centennial of Lincoln's birth. Lincoln faces right, toward the word liberty, a reminder of what he fought for. Above his head reads, "I in God we trust," and to the right, the date, 1966. Beneath that date, a small space, where the mint mark would usually sit, lies empty. That emptiness tells the story of the entire era. Reverse. Instead of the wheat design that appeared on pennies before 1959, the reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, created by Frank Gasparo. It's detailed, so detailed that if you look closely under a magnifying glass, you can see the tiny seated statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, perfectly sculpted in miniature form. The coin is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. weighing 3.11 grams, solid, durable, and built to last decades. Even today, if you find one in circulation, it often carries that dark reddish-brown patina, a color that tells of time and touch, of pockets, cash registers, and countless exchanges. The value beyond the copper. Now, let's talk about value, the part every collector wants to know. Most 1966 no-mint mark pennies in circulation are worth their face value, just 1 cent. But when preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, the story changes. An uncirculated red 1966 penny, meaning it retains its original bright copper color, can be worth $1 to $20 depending on its grade. At the top of the scale, a coin graded MS-67 red can fetch between $200 to $300, and sometimes more at major auctions. There are also error coins that add intrigue to this era. Double dies, where parts of the design are slightly doubled. Off-center strikes, where the design doesn't align perfectly. Die cracks, where the coin shows natural imperfections from overused dies. These rare anomalies can bring in hundreds of dollars, not for their metal content, but for their story. The hidden players, mint workers' stories. Behind every coin lies the story of the people who made it. In the mid-60s, the mint workers faced intense pressure. With coin shortages and government orders to ramp up production, mints in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco worked nonstop. To save time and reduce confusion, mint marks were left out, dies were reused, and the entire production process was streamlined. Old-timers at the mint later recalled how 1966 felt like a war effort. Shifts running day and night, new employees being trained rapidly, and millions of blanks fed into presses every hour. They weren't just making coins, they were keeping America moving. The return of the mint mark. By 1968, things started to calm down. The shortage ended, coin flow stabilized, and collectors were once again free to enjoy their passion. So the mint quietly reintroduced mint marks. The D returned to Denver coins, the S to San Francisco, and Philadelphia continued its tradition of producing pennies without a mark. The years 1965, 1966, and 1967 became known as the Silent Years, a brief, fascinating chapter when the U.S. Mint erased its own identity for the sake of stability. Interesting facts you might not know. No proof sets. From 1965 to 1967, official proof sets were suspended. Instead, the Mint released special mint sets, SMS, with slightly better quality than circulation coins. The 1966 SMS penny is one of the most sought-after versions. Collectors' rebellion. Many coin collectors protested the removal of mint marks. Numismatic magazines in the 1960s were filled with angry letters accusing the mint of killing the hobby. Hidden treasure. Some 1966 SMS pennies show proof-like surfaces, mirror fields, and frosty designs, and those command much higher prices today. The end of silver. Around the same time, 1965 marked the end of silver in U.S. dimes and quarters, replaced with copper-nickel. The 1966 penny, though still copper, represents the last generation before the metal change in 1982. Cultural snapshot. In 1966, the average American salary was $6,900 a year, a new car cost $2,500, and gas was 32 cents a gallon, meaning a single penny still mattered in everyday life. What the coin teaches us. More than 50 years later, you might still find a 1966 penny in your change. It's worn, scratched, dull, but if you listen closely, it whispers stories of a nation under pressure. It speaks of unity, resourcefulness, and adaptation. It reminds us that even the smallest objects, even something worth just 1 cent, can hold a nation's history within their design. Every scratch is a fingerprint of time. Every shine is a reflection of someone's journey. The coin that spoke in silence. So the next time you come across a 1966 penny, stop. Don't toss it aside. Hold it in your palm. Look at Lincoln's calm face, the missing mint mark, the weight of copper. And remember, this coin was born in chaos but designed for stability. It's not just a penny. It's a symbol, a survivor from America's silent revolution in money. This was the untold story of the 1966 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that whispered through history, proving that sometimes silence speaks louder than metal.